A one, a two, a 1, 2, 3. Hello. Hi, welcome back. Um, Today we are going to be talking about Warren Jeffs, the political mass leader of the FLDS. I've got my phone out in case I need to clarify anything about him, but I'm going to go off simply of some things I have learnt about Warren and his story. So to put on a little recap, he is in prison for a life sentence and plus 20 years. And that's because he would marry underage girls and with older men. And he had like wigs and money, and they found that stash when the cops arrested him. And yeah, that's a little recap about him. If you want to know more, you can research it yourself. I became very interested in him when I watched an interview with his favorite daughter, Rachel Jeffs. People would actually ask Rachel, "Oh, can you ask Warren about this, this, and this," because he loved Rachel. Like, Rachel was his favorite. And he was like, "Of course, I love you, Rachel. Of course I'll do it." So, yeah. Your favorite daughter. And I'll show you pornography in the library. Yeah, so he would take Rachel to the libraries and make sure pornography. I kind of got roasted at that point. So, we were here to talk about the movie. Outlaw Prophet Warren Jeffs. It's kind of a story. I think they made up a few things about it. It's basically his story in a movie form, and the person who plays Warren is actually the dad from Divergent. If you watch the movie, you're like, wow, that's the dad from Divergent. He's playing Warren Jeffs. That's fucked up. So the movie starts off with someone calling him on the phone and telling him the cops are coming, they're gonna come arrest you, blah 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 blah. Someone testified to you being a child molester, so get your shit, you've got 5 minutes. Gets his shit, gets one of his wives to come with him, and he gets one of his members of his God Squad or his personal security to come with, and they get in a truck. And so, like, the cops are driving that way, they're driving that way, so they're like driving in different directions. The cops are going to get him, but they literally drive past him with the. Oh, I don't even. Anyway, and then it cuts to another scene where it's a couple years later before Warren is Prophet, when his dad still is. And he's like playing a guitar and he's singing with one of his first wives and singing a beautiful Christian song because it's like his dad's 100th wedding. Why would you marry 100 women? Anyway, it's like his 100th wedding. And, Warren's just like playing his guitar, being a little nice Christian boy. And then he's like called into his dad's office and they have some stupid conversation about something, blah, blah, blah. I didn't understand. I was like, oh, Christian stuff. And then some young woman walks in and says, "Oh, yeah, Prophet, it's time to cut the cake." And he's like, "Well, help an old man to his feet." Then butt grabs her. Morris just looking at it. And it's a bit weird. See your dad butt grab someone he's not married to. I mean, you are a cult. Isn't like marriage, then sex, then butt crabs. butt crabs. Butt crabs. And then he goes out with his new wife. He's old as fuck, he's pretty much dying. And he cuts the cake. And it's another scene where we see Warren and he's repeatedly hitting himself in the face because this man is slowly surely turning insane. And then we see another scene with Warren where he's a teacher, like he's the principal, he's the teacher of the school, and there's like this girl he like appreciates. I think she's kind of a reference to Rachel Jeffs because he's so kind and nice to her, even though later on in the movie he marries her off to some her cousin, and that was a bit weird to see. Then what else after that? I'm sorry, I'm trying to like remember it in my mind. His dad dies. His dad carks it completely, and then he was told that he was not the prophet, that he chose someone else. His dad chose someone else to be the prophet. He didn't like Warren. I don't know why, because he probably turned out this way. I don't want to sound pity for him, but he probably turned out the way he did because his dad was so fucking awful to him. Like, did anyone kosher that? Did anyone think for a minute there that could have been the reason? Like, his dad was so mean to him, that's all he knew. That's all he knows, how to be mean, and how to be scary, how to be rough, and how to not be nice to people. Which, your parents are your most basic influences, besides your friends as well. Then, Dad carks it. He becomes prophet without telling the other guy that he was prophet. We never hear of that plotline again. He starts making up really weird rules. No color red. This is a true fact, by the way. No color red. In real life, Rachel Jess says something in an interview. Can't eat squash. Can't drink milk. Okay, honey. Sorry. Won't do that then. He shot a bunch of dogs in the movie, which I thought was fucking cruel. Then, what else? They took away, like, toys and TV and fucking magazines and the internet. I was like, honey. Like, certain people have, like, flip phones. And if they're, like, working in a higher state of, like, in the community, they have, like, flip phones. And they have, like, pictures of Warren everywhere. Oh my god, it's a nightmare. I would not want to wake up every morning and see my prophet. Like, I'll go to church. I'll see him there. What else? And then there's like 2 sex scenes. It's really strange. I skip past those because I'm not going to function that point of my shit. The officer who actually arrested Warren, they literally trashed his apartment. They literally was just like, we're gonna trash your apartment because we're trash. We'll trash yours, you trash mine. We're all trash. And then one of the girls that Warren was going to marry, her name was Rebecca. Rebecca got out and told the police that what was going on. And then Rebecca's sister, who I think was the one who Warren married to her cousin, one I talked about earlier, Alyssa? Is it Alyssa? Yes, Alyssa. I may have called her something earlier. Alyssa and Rebecca, sisters, they both got out in the end. Alyssa stole her husband's car and got out of there, went to the police, and they testified in Warren's case in the movie. And, Rebecca and Alyssa's testimonies were kind of the reason police had enough evidence to go for it, to literally go for him. And then that's when he got the call to be like, you got 5 minutes to get the fuck out of here and to get the fuck out of here. He buys like properties along the way, and in real life he bought a big church that a lot of sex practice happened with underage girls and older men. And then his personal security guard, can't remember his fucking name, he's gone now, was like sticking up for him in like 2009. I was like, why? Oprah, you're a fucking genius. Oprah was the one who interviewed him, if you wanted a clarification of that. He bought a lot of land, and, they were always on the move. So they got away from the cops, but they're always on the move, making sure they don't get caught. So one Carolina night, they're just driving on the road, and they get caught. And this is when, his court case, after, the cops asked him, what's your name? He said Warren Jeffs. And that bitch went to prison, daddy-o. So he's in prison. It shows some of the court case in the movie, and you see Alyssa crying on the stand, and he kind of looks at her like, Jesus is gonna eat you. Jesus is gonna serve you to the devil. And then I remember him actually entering prison, and he sits in his jail cell and cries and prays. And the next scene is one of his security guards, one of his is it security guards? One of his God Squad members comes and sees him, says, right, kick out all the wives, because he's got his wives behind him. And he says, write this down. And he says, I'm not the prophet. This is not a test. I lied. Blah, blah, blah. And he's like, no, this is not true. You are. And then he's like, listen to me. I'm not. And he goes, he shows the people. His first wife, the one who was playing guitar with him earlier on in the movie, says, they're making him say this. Let's pray for him. They pray for him. Why would they make him say that? He's in prison. They have no reason to do anything anymore. And then the next scene is him trying to kill himself. It doesn't work. Someone catches him. His cell was here, and guy beside him's like, Warren, the prophet's trying to kill himself. And then security come and get him. He's not dead. But at this point, he's got fully blind. Mental, insane, chronically insane, just insane in general. Then the guy who keeps seeing him sends him messages, and this is where the part of, don't eat squash, don't drink milk, don't do this, and this come into. This is where they come into. And the last we see is, this is based on a true story. Warren Jeffs is currently serving life plus 20 years in prison. So it was kind of telling us facts. Now, the reason why he was in prison is he was marrying young girls to older men. And he was marrying fucking 13-year-old, 12-year-olds. 12-year-old to 18-year-olds. I was like, no, no. So at this point, I'm gonna look at some facts on Wikipedia on my phone. Let's see. I'm gonna find out how many wives he had. Look at his charge. Oh, you can't see that. I love my Roman Jess Steer. Oh, does it not have his amount of wives he had? I'll have to exit out of Wikipedia and look. Siblings. Okay. Spouse is your wife if you wanted to know. He had a million. Jess, Rebecca, David. So these are all his siblings. Oh yeah, a little more on Rebecca. Rebecca was his favorite daughter, as I said earlier. And he molested her. He did a lot of stuff to her. Children. Rachel Jeffs, Becky Jeffs, Roy Jeffs. There was 5,000 more children. He had with 12-year-olds. Alright, I'm sad now and I don't want to talk about him anymore. Thank you for watching. I hope this gives you a little insight onto the movie, so you will go watch it. It's a good movie. It's top T with Wally. It's a good movie. Go watch it. And I hope this gives you a little more insight on Warren Jeffs and the way he behaved, and to be careful of cults. Okay. Bye.